It's the Friday before the 2016 Hellman's 500 at Talladega. 41 cars are about to take their qualifying runs to see who's on pole, but for 5 teams, it's all about making the field. And one team in particular went completely overboard to the point where they nearly pulled off one of the biggest underdog upsets in the NASCAR modern era. This is the story of Reed Sorenson's near qualifying miracle. Since the NASCAR charter system inception in early 2016, NASCAR hadn't had many races where a car had gone home. The only race that had saw more than one DNQ was the Daytona 500, which saw 4 cars go home. Since then, it was the random DNQ at other plate tracks in select races. This weekend was no different. Originally, 43 cars were entered for the Hellman's 500, however 2 withdrew throughout the week. The number 30 TMG entry for Josh Wise, as they hadn't made any plate races that season and didn't think they had the speed to do it, and one of the Premium Motorsports entries, a number 98 of Cole Witt, leaving just 41 cars to qualify and 1 car going home. There was no specific rule on which open cars were locked in or not. It was simply the fastest 4 cars, 37th through 40th, would make the race, and the slowest goes home. The remaining 5 open car entries were the number 21 of Ryan Blaney for the Wood Brothers, the number 35 of David Gilliland for Front Row Motorsports, the number 55 of Reed Sorenson for Premium Motorsports, the number 93 of Matt DiBenedetto for BK Racing, and the number 99 of Ryan Reed for Roush Fenway Racing. First practice was all over the place for the open cars, as some chose to draft, while some other cars chose to do specific qualifying runs, the fastest of the 5 being the 21 of Ryan Blaney in 25th, while the slowest was number 93 DiBenedetto in 40th. The 55 of Sorenson was just ahead of the 93 in 37th. Final practice was different. Only 25 of the 41 cars took a time, 4 of the 5 open cars took a time, with the number 55 of Sorenson being the slowest, practicing qualifying runs the whole time. It was clear that the 55 team needed to do something to make sure they would guarantee themselves a spot in the show, so they opted for an extreme qualifying setup that none of their open car competitors were trying. Come qualifying later that day, Sorenson was scheduled to be the 5th car to go out, and well, put up a lap that shocked everyone, even including the commentators.
James Finch liked that win that day.
Yeah.
He was actually on his way out of the racetrack, heard that his car won, and came right back into victory lane.
So Reed Sorenson, he's one of the 5 cars we talked about maybe going home, but this lap he has going right now looks really fast.
Yeah. Saw some sparks, though, out of the 55. You don't want to scrub any speed off of qualifying, right, Jeff?
Look at the speed, though.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, this is a really impressive lap. Much faster than I thought really anybody was going to go, and Sorenson's going to do it here.
Posting a huge lap here for Reed Sorenson. We'll see what the number is. 49.32. He's a second faster than anybody else that's been on the track.
Sorenson put up an amazing lap of 49.324, over 1 second faster than second place at the time, number 7 Regan Smith, and easily locking himself into the field in the process. As qualifying proceeded on, people were becoming more and more shocked as Sorenson was beating every car that came after him, which in a premium entry was completely unheard of. Midway through qualifying, NBC even interviewed Sorenson on how fast the car was able to become.
The guy who everyone's chasing is Reed Sorenson, and I think Mike has actually caught up with him.
Yeah, he's been fast, but somehow I found a way to catch him. That's for sure. Where did all that speed come from?
Well, we're in full qualifying trim today, so just real proud of the guys. They knew we had to qualify into this race, so they did a lot of work, and proud of them. And actually, I was going to go take a shower because I ran the truck race, and I was like, I have to go run round 2, so came back out here, and we'll see what we can do in round 2.
Sorenson explained how the team was using a full qualifying setup, using special fluids and tools designed together for shorter runs and not a full 500-mile race, as these cars are impounded. And that Sorenson's car would have to go to the garage early in the race to get the necessary parts and tools and fluids changed to make sure the car could go the full 500-mile distance. Sorenson's time managed to stay at the top for the rest of the session. However, NASCAR qualifying at the time had a 2-round system, meaning Sorenson would have to do his impressive lap one more time if they wanted to pull off this miracle. Sorenson's lap was over 0.3 of a second quicker than second-place Martin Truex Jr. at the end of round 1, beating all the heavy hitters from Penske, Hendrick, RCR, Ganassi, Roush, and Stewart-Haas. People were calling it at one point the Talladega Miracle, and were wondering if Sorenson could back it up in qualifying for the second round.
4940s. The question now is, can he do it? Reed Sorenson coming out of turn number 4, building up the momentum as he's about to take the green. He was the fastest in round 1. Everyone was shocked by the time that he posted. Can he back it up in round 2? He'll have to do it if he wants to knock Truex Jr. off the top of the chart. 49.50 is what Truex Jr. was able to run, and early in this run, it doesn't look good for Reed Sorenson. What did he do in the first round that he's not able to do now?
Well, the big difference is the car had to sit. You know, we heard that this car was in full qualifying trim. So the big advantage of the lightweight oils, the lightweight grease in the hubs, the lightweight grease in the gear, when things are cool, that is a major advantage. But now the second time around, there isn't as big of an advantage. These other cars have temperature in all of those components, and I think that's what you're seeing here. He's going to run much, much slower.
Through the tri-oval and back to the checkered flag for Reed Sorenson. More than likely, Reed will end up starting 12th. 50.855, Reed Sorenson will start tomorrow's race in the 12th position.
However, with the car sitting for over 45 minutes since its first qualifying run, the magic appeared to go away in the car as Sorenson was off the pole by 1.3 seconds and the slowest of the 12 cars, but still secured this 12th place starting spot, which was Sorenson's best starting spot since the 2015 Daytona 500, where Sorenson had started 14th. As said in Sorenson's interview from qualifying, the 55 sadly dropped to the back prior to the start of the race, and at the end of the very first lap, Sorenson drove the 55 straight to the garage to get the qualifying setup changed to the race setup. Sorenson was able to get back out on track minus 9 laps down and would sadly lose 3 more throughout the race. The lack of attrition in the race, though, sadly meant Sorenson only climbed to a 37th place finish. While the end result is forgettable, Reed Sorenson's near-qualifying miracle will go down as one of the few times in NASCAR history that one of the little guys got one over on the big boys. And for underdog fans, it's a moment that is brought up at least once a year since then, reminding us that miracles in NASCAR are possible, but a rarity, especially in this day and age. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.